Hi guys, welcome back to Minecraft. I have one question. Have you ever turned down an apprenticeship for a job before? I haven't. I haven't been offered very many apprenticeships. But yeah, has anyone ever turned down an apprenticeship? Oh, ignore the potatoes. I decided to grab them while getting the screenshot. But yeah, if anyone's ever turned down an apprenticeship, tell me because I think it's probably very common because I was never offered an apprenticeship. Well, I think I was, but I also turned it down. It's like, eh. But yeah, a friend of mine, the reason why I'm asking is because a friend of mine was offered a plumbing apprenticeship. And it's like, oh, maybe he shouldn't have turned it down. It's like, because plumbers get paid a lot of money, and that's a good way to, and that's pretty good to help you go into other jobs. Because obviously no one wants to be a fucking plumber forever, and who the hell wants to actually be a plumber in the first place? But then there's the problem, well, they're important and they do pay a lot, so it's a tough one, you know? Like, it's who wants to be a plumber, but then is like, oh, we do need them. It's one of those awkward positions right now because it's an important job. It's not the best job, it's an important job. That's the thing. It's an important job that pays well, okay? It's like, that's what I'm getting at. It's an important job that pays super, super well. And trust me when I say that because I've seen how much plumbers ask when they're done, and it gets up there. It really does. It really gets up there. Sometimes you'll just pay like a couple $100 for like something simple, like, oh, it's just you have to unclog the toilet. It's like, oh, I could have done that on my damn own. It's like, okay, yeah, sure, why not? But then it's like, oh, it's several $100s because of this issue that was clearly caused by some sort of leak going on, and it's like, oh, okay, that's not good, and then there's always the fun part where it's like, oh yeah, you have to go in and like dig a hole in your backyard because you don't want the plumber to get a little extra because if they do dig the hole, they're gonna force you to pay them even more, which the job itself is probably gonna cost like $500, $600, maybe more. Not good in the long run, you know. But then you have to factor in, oh, okay, since I'm gonna be digging the hole, it's gonna be cheaper, but my back's not gonna like it type thing. But it does beat paying the plumber in the end of the day because the plumber is always gonna do it one way or another. They're gonna do it. They're gonna end up digging the hole and they're gonna ask for more because they did more work and life. It's just how life works. It's just simple, easy to understand. It's like, oh, this is how things work right now. It's like, oh, I do a job for you and I do a lot of work, therefore I should be paid more. And that's fine. That's whatever. I don't think anyone should complain too much about that. It's like, oh, the more I have to work, the more I get paid, right? So I don't think anyone's gonna complain about that. I don't know. I don't know. It's just weird. Some people, it's like, oh, some people want like all jobs to be like equal paying. It's like at that point, it's going. You have to ask the question of, okay, why do you want that? Because not all jobs are equal. Some require way more work than others, like double the amount of work. Are you telling me that a plumber is equal to some janitor at a high school or something like that? Fuck no. No, they're not. Like, their jobs are completely different. The janitor can only do so much, and their job is pretty simple when it comes down to it. They just clean. They clean things and rearrange some things every once in a while, but that's about it. That's all the janitor does, right? They just clean and fix things. Maybe fix things. Maybe it's a strong word there, but the janitor does quite a bit. But of course, there's always people that says, the janitor and plumber should be equal because reasons. Reasons being, I don't know. They just want them to be. They have equal pay for some ungodly reason, even though the janitor most likely is doing a little less work. Let's be honest here. Like, the janitor's probably doing a little less work, maybe a little bit more. Who knows? Then again, the janitor's also probably just fucking around and just waiting until a certain time and then cleans up everything and then goes back to doing whatever the fuck he does for the next couple of hours because he always does something, right? I'm not sure what a janitor exactly does on their during their not doing anything hours. They're probably like checking their supplies or something like that, or maybe just playing on their phone. Let's be honest here, they're probably playing on their phone. Unless like a really old janitor and like they're in their 70s and don't understand how a phone works and goes, yeah, I'm gonna count the supplies instead and not goof around. It's like, oh, well, you have a very simple understanding of how the modern day world works, or at least you just don't want to do things that everyone else does. I see. It's like it's one of those things, you know. Everyone always has some work they like to do. Some little quirk that just works for them, I guess. I don't know. It's like everyone has that job that they always want to do, whether it be plumbing or sanitation or something that not a lot of people would probably expect. Sometimes I can understand it, and sometimes it's like, you want to be that? You want to be a trash man for the rest of your life? Okay, you take care of people's trash for the rest of your life. Have fun. That's great. It's really great. It's like, oh, okay, yeah. It's like that's one of those jobs. Is like, okay, maybe you should have rethink that real quick because that's not necessarily the best job in the world. I don't even know how much those people get paid because I know they're kind of important because I mean they get rid of all of our trash, but they also work at a dump. Like for crying out loud, like it's a very disgusting job. All things considered, everyone knows what the job details. Yeah, but yeah, everyone knows what a lot of jobs detail. Is like, oh, if you're going to fast food, expect a harsh environment, expect quite a bit of work. Oh my god. Yeah, I just got a response from my friend is like, for the job opposition is like, oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's a definitely good question. That's a definite good question. And I'm not gonna say that for YouTube because it falls way out of the realms that I'm willing to go to. Let's just say that it's a very dirty joke. Let's go with that. It's a very dirty joke that the plumber should not probably have said to a teenager. It's like, come on. It's always fun when that happens, you know? It's like, oh, okay. Okay, yeah. That's always awkward. Yeah, we'll worry about that when it's like when he's older, because everyone knows what that joke is. Though, granted, my audience is probably not like kids. They're probably older. I'm hoping. I haven't checked my demographics at all. I am hoping you all are older and probably understand what the fuck the joke is and understand that it is a joke. It is a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke. It's a very it is yeah. No, let's not go into too deeply, okay? Let's just say it involves something starting with the letter P and rhymes with corn. You can use your imagination on the rest of that. You can do that, yep. And it does in fact involve plumbers. Yep, 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 yeah, yeah. We can see where that joke is going. Yeah. Okay. The problem is I'm nowhere near done this with this building. I'm just getting close. But what else can I do? What else can we talk about? See, that's interesting that sometimes an apprenticeship job does get offered to you because maybe the idea of it is like would be intriguing because it is a good way to get people into some sort of field, I guess. But I don't know if I'll ever take an apprenticeship. Probably won't, let's be honest. I don't really care for a lot of the jobs that do the apprenticeship things. I just want to be me, you know? Just want to be me and be on my own, be myself. Yeah, oh, fuck. That double clicking thing is really throwing me off, but oh well. But yeah, I don't know. It's one of those jobs. Plumbing is like one of those jobs I'm not very interested in, you know? I think it's mainly because it's like, oh, it's plumbing. It's very ewy and disgusting and you play with all that stuff, all the poo and the shit and all that, and it's like, oh, ew, 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 yeah, gross, that's disgusting. But it's like, it's also, then you think of it like an adult and go, oh, but it's kind of needed nowadays because every single house in North America has a plumbing system going on, and they all have their own intricate different things about them and how they work and all that, and some have been here for literal generations. I wish I was joking. I know that even the UK is a far older country, by the way, and their plumbing's probably about as old as ours now that I think about it. And they're if not older, because sometimes we replace our plumbing. We actually do a good job at replacing our plumbing. We don't use outdated shit very often. Okay, we actually try to modernize a lot of things that we use, even though sometimes modern stuff does tend to break a lot. That's what I notice a lot of times is that modern stuff like breaks a lot. I like modern technology and all, but I gotta admit, it breaks a lot. What was that Samsung phone that would like explode in a person's pocket? what was that? It was like the Galaxy S something, I think. Was it a Galaxy or was it some? I know it was a Samsung. I know it was that, but I don't remember what phone it was. So I always forget, and it's like I'll always remember that Samsung made a goddamn grenade basically that would just go off, that would literally blow up, and because it would overheat, even if it was off, I think it would just overheat too much too quickly, and then it would just blow up. Well, I don't think it technically ever exploded. Actually, I need to look into that again. I think it did explode. I think a few of them did actually explode because there was something wrong with either the power source or the chip or something that caused it to like go boom one day. And it's like, oh, yeah, maybe we shouldn't sell those phones. Yeah, that's a big no-no. Big no-no. We're gonna light this area up just in case. But big no-no for having a phone that basically acts as a goddamn grenade, which is great. Does that actually technically, if we use those on a battlefield, would that count as a war crime? Probably, probably. It probably would. Like if we gave the enemy those phones, would it count as a war crime? Most likely. Most likely would count as a war crime, let's be honest here, even though it would be, it's clever, it probably will count as a war crime because I think Canada got yelled at for throwing them, what was it, like random soup cans filled with grenades or something like that at enemies in the trenches. Actually, Canada did a lot of shit during World War One. Now that I think back, it's like, oh man, yeah, Germany totally wanted to ban the shotgun because it was scary, and then Canada will be over here be like, we're gonna throw cans of food filled with grenades at you. Is like, I wonder which one's worse. It's like, is the shotgun worse or the goddamn Canadians deciding that it would be funny to throw cans of food at hungry soldiers and all the cans of food were basically filled with live grenades, which then caused them to blow up. Yeah, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, look into it. It is absolutely obscenely absurd that Canada of all nations did that. But yeah, that is definitely not great. At least I'm not Canadian. That's good. But there are some lines I will draw, and that's definitely crossing it. Granted, they were at war, but even then, is like, probably shouldn't have done it. Bad idea. Very bad idea. It's always a bad idea when you, like, that. I still find learning about history very interesting, but then it's like, huh, maybe we should have done that. This is like, maybe we shouldn't have done that. Maybe we should have taken a little closer look at Chernobyl. Maybe we should have done X or Y. Maybe we should have done something completely different instead of using the nuclear bomb. But then again, the nuclear bomb also allowed us to have some really cool microwave technology. So at the end, does it really matter? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. A lot of people lost their lives. That's the main thing. A lot of people loses their lives in wars. Who would have thought war makes people die? It's war. It's called war for a reason. War is never a happy, happy, fun time. It is always a negative in a lot of ways. I think sometimes we even still feel the repercussions of some of the wars that we've ever some wars that we fought. Like I think we can still feel some of the repercussions from World War II to this very day. That just tells you something about World War II and how what am I doing? How bad it was, and the Nazis basically affected the world, and probably and has affected in the world in more ways than one, and how we as a society basically changed because of that. Hell, I'm guaranteed that some societies are still feeling the repercussions of wars that probably happened thousands of years ago. Even though the people that fought those wars are long dead, those societies feel the repercussions because why? Because they did something that that society can no longer cannot well withstand anymore. The idea of some kind of massacre or battle just affected them in a way, and it's not like they say that they're pussies, but they just feel that it's not worth it to do certain things anymore. Like for instance, we don't use battleships anymore because battleships were basically phased out completely in combat. No nation in the world uses battleships, I believe. I don't think I need to look into a little bit more, but I believe no nation in the world uses battleships anymore. Everyone uses destroyers, carriers, and cruisers. That's what our all of our battle fleets are basically consist of. There's nothing really there really of substance anymore. We know, to be honest, battleships when they first were introduced were actually not great. I think there was a colonel that once proved that battle we should probably not use battleships, and all he did was like bomb one into submission with. And this was like back in World War I. Even it's like there was a colonel. He basically went up to like a commanding post and said that we probably shouldn't use battleships. They're very because planes are very powerful. Look how powerful. Look at what they can do. Look how quickly they can attack and then retreat. And it's like, and I think a lot of the admiralty was basically like, nah, nah, trust me, the battleships are going to be the way to go for the foreseeable future. And it's like they were completely and utterly wrong on way too many levels because the battleship definitely died out. Let's be honest here, it died out fast, like very fast after World War II specifically, because I think during World War II, a lot of nations are realizing very quickly that the battleship is not the way to go. Planes were just are just too damn fast, and a lot of anti-aircraft guns that they had back then just couldn't shoot down planes fast enough, I believe. So it's part of the reason why the battleship just fell out of use. Is because a lot they saw very quickly how what just a small fleet of planes could just take out an entire group of battleships very, very, very quickly. Or rather, one battleship. Like one, yeah, sure. You can say all you want about the Yamato surviving against a pretty impressive amount of planes, but then you have to think about it and go, well, did it really matter? Their ship was rocking back and forth, the crew was basically dead, and the ship was just sitting there taking hits from all sorts of directions. Does it really matter in the long run that the battleship, while as cool as it looks, did it really matter was that it was survived so long when that its crew probably abandoned ship most likely long before, or at least a vast majority of the crew probably abandoned ship long before it sank? Does it really matter? Because remember, you gotta remember something about crews. They're very smart. Ship crews are very smart, and when they know that their ship is doomed and gonna die, they will abandon. They will they will go, okay, our ship is fucked. We are currently taking in too much water. We can't bail it out fast enough. We gotta abandon ship. And it doesn't matter how new the ship is. Like the captain can say, look, our ship is taking on too much water, and I don't want to lose my entire crew at all. And so the best course of action is to abandon ship. Yeah, I know it's wartime Japan, but even Japan's like, okay, we can't lose all of our naval officers, especially by the time that Yamato sank. Japan really didn't have anything going on at that point. Well, any more ships at that point? They were losing after all, very fast, quickly actually. So the fact that they lost Yamato probably signified that to them that, oh, this war is coming to an end and we're not the victor. We lost the Yamato, we lost our fleet, we lost our planes, we lost our army, we lost literally all the land. We can't fight anymore. And that's basically how they basically lost World War II, why they surrendered and everything. And then you have to factor in that they saw literally Hiroshima and Nagasaki get bombed by get nuked. That they probably went, oh yeah, America is winning for sure because they got a doomsday device. Basically, America's got a doomsday device. We can't win against that. At the end of the day, it's like, what would you rather do? Keep fighting and probably lose everyone and everything, or surrender right there and then? Even Japan, even with their warrior culture from during that point in time, basically went, yeah, gotta surrender. We can't keep fighting anymore. Nope, we can't surrender any. We can't keep going anymore. We gotta give up. No, there's just no way we're winning because we're surrounded on all sides. We don't have our fleet and armies anymore. We don't have our planes. And our emperor even said that we should just surrender. Because remember, at that point in time, the emperor of Japan was basically a god figure. He really was. He was a big he was huge, and the fact that he came on radio and all the Japanese people basically accepted when we are surrendering, we have lost. there is no victory in this war. And now they're our greatest allies. It's just like how they become, how they're one of our greatest enemies are now. Well, now we're like buddy with them right now. That is like the funniest thing in the world. And they make anime, so yeah, I think Japan kind of doesn't care about the warrior culture stuff anymore. Even though I think they have a degree of respect for it, I don't think they care about it anymore. It's like they go, we're just gonna make anime and we're gonna make everyone happy. It's just super happy. No one's gonna worry about us anymore. We're just gonna make anime. We're gonna make anime and do cool stuff back over here. And it's like, yeah, that's what happens. But yeah, unfortunately, I do have to end it here, guys. So I hope you enjoyed this random rambling episode that's a bit more history focused. Hey, we got a lunar eclipse. But yeah, I hope to see you in the next video now, guys. Bye now.